Hello and welcome back to Riverview's challenge, or the challenge on Riverview. Yeah, and we need to sleep because we're finally going into the second day of September, ironically. And I'm doing this episode now, which will come out today, which is one day late because I didn't get to do it yesterday or between when I did the previous episode at any point. So, yeah. I think I've still got this month's to pay, haven't I? Pretty sure I have. Wrong one. Yeah. Finances. $5,000. That's decent. What doesn't it come under anything? Loan interest, but loan payments. That is another thing. No. Okay. Well, we'll repay it, and then we know that we've repaid it. It'll be easier that way. So all the mods that dropped for Giants to yesterday now, Monday, I've now added to this save. That was an interesting thing. Right, what have we got? You could come in handy if I had a farm. And there is not much else. You can carry 3,500 litres, really. Is that's all you can carry? Okay. Well, we won't be getting one of them. More cultivating. Oh, we could do the field next to the one, or near the one that we did the day before. Or we could go for the big one. Or apparently the even bigger one. Is it even bigger, though? Really? You are 13.1 hectares, and you are 10.5 hectares. Okay. Well, we will do you. And we will do you. Because that will cover the cost of the cultivator completely. I don't need to worry about my centering spring now. Oh, there we go. I do need to get fuel though. So we will. I had an NVIDIA update, so I've got my cache to be rebuilt again. We're going to get fuel though, and maybe turn on a light would be helpful. Right. €370, pound, whatever you want to call it. Farm sim credits. want you. Yes, in that direction. Yep, 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 yep. That all looks good. And we will go. Shouldn't take us too long to do this field. So yeah, the final few DLCs that was needed have been bought for the daughter for The Sims. So by final, I mean like 14 DLCs. So another, what, £200 spent. But she's now got everything that she needs, and I don't have to spend any more money. Hold that thought. We're talking about a kid here. There will always be money that needs to be spent. Never mind, I take that back. I watched earlier. I watched Matt's blog back because I missed the stream. I woke up and felt like I hadn't slept. And again, I had slept for 2.5 hours, give or take. Ended up going back to bed for a nap after tea, which was about 5:30-ish, and woke up at 8 feeling worse than what I did before I went to bed. So yeah, my head felt like it was on a swivel, and yeah, I feel fine now though. Ironically, I seem to wake up when it comes to, like, I don't know, 9-10 o'clock at night. My body, my mind, everything just wakes up. I can be dead to the world as far as normality goes during the whole day, and I could stay awake during all of that period of time feeling like that. As soon as 9 o'clock comes, everything starts waking up, and that's it. And weird. Oh, obviously I had been working on Maple. This very tractor is going to be part of your starting equipment. I fell in love with this tractor. Good little workhorse. Cheap, effective. It's a tractor that as my farm expanded, I would still keep around. It could do any tedding, windrowing, liming, ploughing, the smaller jobs, you know. It could do all of that, so it wouldn't need to be replaced. May as well go right the way down to the bottom. And then we can get this one going. But yeah, the announcement of the roadmap for Season 1 Pass, with precision farming being announced as well. That was a big thing, precision farming. I know it's not for everybody, but when you're used to playing with it, it's hard not to play without it. It's hard to play without it, not hard not to play without it. Yeah, it's hard to play without it, and you're constantly thinking about it and missing it. Obviously, a few free things coming. Silver Run is making its return. I would suspect that the other map that will be coming out will be the aggro map, which was part of the Aggravation DLC pack in 22. Which line did we pick up on? Because I don't think we got our correct line then. We didn't. Oh well, it'll be fine. Oh, we got that line, okay. No, that's the wrong line again, thank you. That one. Let's drop our cultivator. It'd be, if there's any maps from the previous farm sims that I think would make a nice return, or would be good for as an interesting map, Beyond Home would definitely be one of them. Beyond Home would be, for farm sims prior to 22, would be the map that I would say, yeah, go for it, Giants. That would definitely be an interesting map. A lot of people liked that map back in the day, and being brought up to 25 specs, it'd be a whole new map. Any of their maps would be from previous farm sims, but that one, I think that was the start of their good maps, was that one. And it had a lot of characteristic to it. Some people might say Hagenstead was a good map. It was an okay map. I mean, it was a good map for compared to FS11. It was a big improvement, but Beyond Home was hands down better than Hagenstead. I don't think Giants will do that, but it would certainly have made for an interesting return. I don't know if they'll bring one of the base game maps back from 22, like Beyond Home or Ravenport. Ravenport? Wasn't Ravenport, was it? Elm Creek. I don't think they'll do that. I don't know even if they'd bring Ravenport back from 2019. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. my honest opinion is it's going to be the Horse Aggravation map. It's been in every game since 2017, I think, was when it first came in. And from what I heard, Oxygen David helped work on the aggravation map in 22, so he might be working on it for 25, I don't know. But either way, those who like their big fields, well, that's definitely a map for you guys. We may as well just go for this one, and we'll deal with the other one, the other two, in soon. But yeah, it's going to be interesting as things start coming out for Farm Sim for Season 1, or part of the Seasons 1 pass. Seeing what we get, see compared to 22 when people were like, really? Why? It's just, no, you've missed the mark. And see how Giants have improved on what they're bringing out. I mean, the Kubota pack was a good pack. But there was certainly a crying for certain types of machinery that wasn't there. Small machinery being the most common thing. But it's hard to please everybody. You know, those who play on the big maps want their big equipment. Those who play on small maps want their small equipment. And with a lot of equipment already in the game that's large, you know, some could argue, well, we don't need more large equipment, we need smaller equipment. And I'm still waiting on the Case IH tractor from that was wasn't it a part of a DLC or came in as a free tractor in 22? Yes, Giants, please hurry up with that one. That was a tractor that I liked in 22. Funny enough, I actually got a DM not too long ago, like about 15-20 minutes before I hit the go live button. Live as in private stream, by the way. Going, I thought you was taking a break from Farm Sim for 25. Didn't expect you to be back modding. I don't know what made this particular person think I was taking a break from 25, but you know. But it's fine. You know, maybe because they'd heard me say that I was taking a break after Riverview dropped, but they didn't hear the part about Riverview, so they assumed I was just like, yeah, I'm taking a break. I don't know, but yeah. I don't know if I could take a break from the editor for like 3 years. That would be like torture. And that's like saying you can't breathe for 3 years. Not going to happen. But well, that was a bad turn, but it'll be fine. Probably would have been better off starting up that end and working my way towards the exit of the field as opposed to working away from the exit. Oh well. The good news is that the new season of Reacher, which I've been enjoying, will be out sometime this year. Don't know exactly when. Need something new to watch. We've kind of watched so much stuff that we're getting to the stage where we don't know if we've actually watched it, and then we hit the we'll watch that and we hit the play button and then we go, oh yeah, we've watched this. Maybe we should have a list of everything that we've watched, just so we know what we haven't watched. There's somebody who's playing a modified version of this challenge on 10 times speed. Good for you. They haven't changed too much. Basically, they made it a little bit harder for themselves, which, you know, I'm not against. The rules state 5 times. That doesn't state that you can't go above it. It just states you can't go below it. So the game speed above 5 times or above is entirely up to you, or above 5 times is up to you even. Wherever, I mean, back in 2019, 2017, a lot of people were playing with 15 times speed, and myself included. You know. Because I don't get too much time, I have contemplated on increasing my own game speed so that the time frame that I have fits in with a game day. So each stream would be a game day then, or each part would be a game day, each episode. I'm hoping when I get back to working on Maple, because I'm not touching Maypole until Riverview is done. So anything that Riverview needed to be sorted, to be fixed, I can apply those fixes to Maypole as well. But when I get back to working on Maypole, hopefully it wouldn't be too long after that it'll be ready. Hopefully. And there is a lot to be done still. But yeah. And I really do need to learn Blender. I need to take the time and actually start looking into Blender and learning how it works and everything. Because with each new game that comes out, the reliance upon Blender is increasing. It's just having the time to learn it. And I've already had to do a few things in Blender for Riverview. So it's not that I can't do it, it's just the time frame to do it. One of the reasons I loved watching Missy B when she was streaming, because she'd be streaming while she's working in Blender, and okay, she was using all the shortcut keys, but you got to see the behind the scenes, if you like, of map making, getting all the models all ready and everything. And bearing in mind, she does a lot of her own models. She doesn't edit a model, she's making her own stuff. You know what's ironic, though? In 22 we had so many maps that were like Alien Jim's No Man's Land. Like, there were so many of them that came out, and unfortunately Alien Jim didn't bring No Man's Land out for 25 yet. Doesn't mean he isn't going to, but he hasn't brought it out yet. And normally it's one of the very first maps that comes out. And we've only had one map that works on the same premises as No Man's Land. Not saying that we should have more, it's just weird. I think those kinds of maps, they should be left with the original author. Personally, Alien Jim made that concept. I don't think you should go in and personally make your own. Not, I mean, if it's your playstyle, fair enough, but yeah. But I guess, in essence, every modder is technically copying each other in some way or other. They look at other people's work and go, yeah, that looks actually good, I like that idea, and try and implement something similar in their own, within their own map or within their own work style. Or creative thought. And but yeah, and I like the idea of no man's land, but I wouldn't go and make my own. And if I did, I wouldn't publicly release it. I'd keep it completely private for myself. But I'd rather just grab No Man's Land and just play No Man's Land personally. Hopefully Alien Jim does come out with something for 25, though. I've heard some people have said yes, he's coming out with, he's bringing No Man's Land back for 25. I've heard other people saying no, he's not doing anything for 25. I've heard people say he's quit modding altogether. I honestly don't know. But, you know, it could be very similar to like what happened with that person who DM'd me saying that they thought I was taking a break from 25 and not doing anything for 25. You know, that they hear something but miss out all the other bits that was within that conversation. Who knows? Anyway, enough with modders and modding and all that. Hopefully everybody's enjoying Farm Sim and are excited for what's coming in there. Season's 1 patch. I said enough with Farm Sim, didn't I? And I'm still talking Farm Sim. But it'd be weird if I was talking something else at this stage, right? Yeah? Maybe. I'm not live streaming publicly, so therefore I can talk about the game I'm playing rather than the game I'm not playing while playing a game that I'm not talking about, which happens most of the time while playing a game. You talk about other games. Oof. So I'm pretty sure that after this contract, that cultivator's paid for itself. I'm pretty sure that will be the case. And right now I'm saving up for a plot of land. I want to buy the sheep farm and have sheep going, and I won't buy the sheep straight away, but at least I'd have somewhere to park my equipment, which is kind of expanding slowly but surely is expanding. And then I can look at buying a field of my own. And which would be ideally the grass field next to the sheep pasture or the sheep farm. so then at least I can mow it and give the grass straight to the sheep and not have to worry about bales, just use a forage wagon. At some point obviously I would have to do bales, but I wonder if we'll get enhanced animals mod drop for 25. I know that one added goats and ducks and that to the animal pens, but it was the increased food that the animals would consume that interested me more than the animals that were brought into it. And yeah, mostly it added the smaller animals, which was the more appealing side of the mod for many people. I've got to update Courseplay as well, because there is a few issues with Courseplay in the version that I have that have been fixed in a later version, or a version that's currently available. I still need to do that. Probably do it after we get done. Have we really been going nearly 40 minutes? Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? What was it Matt was on about in his blog? He said something and I was like, you can't do that. Oh, that was it. He was working a field. If you're watching this, Matt, yeah, he worked a field and he went 20 minutes over, so therefore he started 20 minutes later. Some people be like, well, that's fine. Other people might go, well, you're bending the rules to suit your own needs. But let's not forget that he is finishing at 6 PM, whereas the rules do state that you can finish at midnight. So therefore, technically, he didn't go over. It's just his rules, or the rules that originally were in place were you finish at 6 PM, tools down, you stop everything that you're doing. You can't do anything from 6 PM. Now, if he was playing with the rule set where it was you tools down at midnight and you can't do anything, and he went 20 minutes over, I'd be like, no, you can't do that. Even if it's, you're going to be fined for the contract at the end of the day, it would be, well, you shouldn't have took the contract, you take the hit. It's part of the it's part of the risk. But he isn't playing with that set of rules, so therefore I didn't see anything wrong with it. But I'm enjoying Matt's playthrough on the challenge. It's interesting to see somebody else's perspective of it and how they work it. It's a grind at the beginning. You have to work the contracts and the system that best suit your needs and allow you to make money, and hence the reason why I haven't took any harvesting contracts whatsoever. I won't touch them because leasing a piece of equipment will cost me so much money in the long run. Just won't be worth it. So I'd rather buy a combine and then do harvesting contracts knowing I haven't got any lease costs to worry about, than to do a harvesting contract and leasing a piece of equipment, or leasing the harvester, the header trailer, and going out there and doing that and then making no money from it, or next to no money, or even worse, making going into minus, being charged for doing the contract. And that's not to get crafty and minute or anything. Ooh, we didn't put the cultivator down. It's just you have to plan ahead, think small, with the goal of going big at some point down the line. And technically the more contracts mod that I'm using, I guess some people could argue, well, that's a bit cheaty because you should be running base game contracts, and I would agree that for added difficulty you should go with base game only contracts and not have a mod that magically increases the amount of contracts that are available. Same with stored items for sale at a store. Or second-hand items that are available, you should be using base game. But it's so hit and miss and far between that I feel if you want to keep it fun, challenging but still fun, then you have to accept them contract or them mods as being there. I mean, if there was multiple fields that, like, if it was Maypole, then I probably wouldn't want to use the more contracts mod because there's that many fields on that map. I wouldn't need it. But when you've only got, what is it, 43, 44, maybe 47 actually, yeah, 47 fields, it might sound like there's a lot there, but when you're doing the contracts you quickly find that there isn't that many there really. And I think just about every field, if not every field, has been done by somebody at some point, which is the main thing. The most important thing is every field has been done in some way or other, so we know if the fields are working, if they've got an issue. And thing to note, Matt, if you're still watching this at this point, the the bales when you're wrapping the bales, and you're going, well, that needs fixing, because when you lower it and to drop the bale, it flings off. It's because while it's being wrapped, it has no collisions on it. The machinery has the collisions, but it's until it's actually dropped, the collisions are not there. So you're basically collisions within collisions, and the bale that's being dropped is then flung. It's not so much a giant's issue, it's more you just have to be aware of where your piece of equipment is to where you're dropping that bale before you pick up the next bale. Although it is funny when you watch a bale go flying somewhere. At least they don't go flying into space anymore. And if you did that back in the day, you'd have probably ended up flying somewhere yourself rather than the bale. Or both you and the bale. And anyone wondering, do I still have power tools active? I do. For screenshots only though. I should ideally look for a screenshot mod. Or the hood hider mod, so I can take a screenshot. I'd rather go with the hood hider as opposed to a mod that allows you to take a screenshot though. I ain't going to make this turn, am I? Or will I? No, I will. It's just going to get tighter up this end. At least until we get past that bend on the mountain. Or in the field, whichever way you want to look at it. But then we have the one at the opposite end of the field as well, that we have to work our way around. Probably for this field it'd have probably been better to do 3 headlands, so you've got more room to work between these mountains. But then if I'd worked from this end of the field across towards the exit, it'd have been easier to make the turns. But not my field, yeah, it's my problem, but it's not my field, so meh. Deal with it. Maypole coming out when I'm ready for that, when I get back to working on it and it's ready to be sent out for private testing. If you don't receive it, don't be mad. I think I said this in the last episode, testing, the amount of people having early access is going to be reduced. and it's not just for Maypole, it's going forward. With any of my projects. And approaching and asking, can you have early access? The answer will be no. Those who have been given early access will be those who have been given early access, and the numbers will be kept purposely low. But it will mean that when it, ooh, that's a dip. When it comes out, it will be a much more completed and polished map. I've already began the list of people that will have early access going forward, and their names in any projects will be added to the contribution list of people in the mod desk as a way of saying thank you, and everything that they've done has been much appreciated. A lot of the names are already in there for Riverview, for people who have had early access to Riverview. Not every name, but a lot of names. But I'm looking forward to getting back to Maypole at some point down the line. Soon, hopefully. It's all down to when Riverview goes live on the mod hub as to when I begin working on Maypole again. Although this contract nearly took what, an actual game hour, or game hour, real life hour even, it has actually flown by. Now, I still am not doing anything off cam, but I think I might have to start doing that. So if I don't finish a game day in one one of the episodes that I finish that game day off cam, or the other way around that is that I have to then, regardless of what the game time is, I have to skip to the next day in the next episode. That'd probably be the easier way. So if I get done at 12 o'clock today, midday, and I finish then for this episode, then that means I have to move to the next day for the next episode. Which technically is like punishing myself for not being able to do more time on an episode, but I don't like the idea of multiple episodes doing for one game day, for the same game day even. The other way is if I do it off cam, then any contracts I do, I can't collect the contracts until the next episode, and I can't buy anything until the next episode. So all I'm doing is contracts, or working my own fields if I have my own fields at that point. But contracts and buying, I have to wait. Can't collect them until the next day, and therefore and can't buy any vehicles or equipment until the next day, but the next episode. I guess that would probably be the easier way. That way, when I cash them in, you can see what I've done, and when I want to buy a piece of equipment or anything, you can see me buying it or leasing it, rather than coming back and go, no, look what I've got all now, and you're like, well, how did you get all that? Which would technically mean that I would actually, between each episode, I'd have less money than when I ended the previous episode because of running costs and everything. I wouldn't have made any money until I cash all the contracts in. One benefit of the mod, the contract mod, is that you can have, I think it's up to 10 contracts out at any one point, something like that. And if they're contracts like this that are going to take a while, then and I know some of you will be thinking, well, if you can dedicate time to playing the game off cam, why can't you dedicate that time to actually playing it on cam? Because I have a family, is the answer to that one. I'll give you an example. Before I got with the person I'm with now, I had 2 boys. I would, when a new Farm Sim game came out, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the most, I'd have a version of a map already out. Farm Sim 25 has been out 3 months now. November, December, January, yeah, so we're into the 4th month, and Riverview isn't out. Okay, back then it would have been third party, which is a lot easier to get a map out on a third party. I mean, you haven't got anybody criticising anything. Oh, we've done this contract, haven't we? You know, telling you that you've got to fix this, that needs fixing. Fair enough, but yeah. I noticed Farmer Klein was back on Riverview, was it Thursday night for him? No, not Thursday night, Monday night for him, and yeah. Where are we going? We're going the wrong way. We've got to go to the big field, which is the other end. The other end of town that we need to go. Where did all these people come from? From lots of people to lots of cars going past, or vehicles even. Oof. Yeah, no, that hill really does slow you down, which is going to make this field very interesting with the field in the middle, or the hill in the middle. Words, they do sometimes actually make sense, honestly. We actually lowered you? No, we haven't. No, we have. Should be able to do it. Yeah, perfect. I think that looks a lot better now compared to what it used to look like. I know you used to have a nice view out there over the ocean, but I think with all of these trees here, it looks more natural. Although probably those trees wouldn't survive there in real life with higher winds and everything blowing across this way, but it's a game. Okay, that hill wasn't so bad actually. Well, coming up that way wasn't so bad. Maybe going back will be a lot more interesting. One thing I will say is Maypole will look different, but that's to be expected. It's not going to be completely as it was in 22. There will be some differences. It's not going to be a direct port. None of my maps are ever direct ports. They always change a little bit with each game. But I think that's the same for any map, to be honest. No map is a direct port of its predecessor. Or shouldn't be, because you want to introduce a few new things here and there. This is definitely done well. That hill isn't so bad. Now you can see why I say this tractor isn't that bad, really. I mean, yeah, 230 horsepower might be on the low end for some people, but for what you can do, yeah, this tractor's perfect. Sadly, the Voltra Valmont was a mod for 25. Oh, it was a mod for 25. Felt that should have been kept as a base game tractor. That would have been, if it was a base game tractor, it would have been added to your starting fleet on Maypole. Okay. Or should I just save up for the main farm, maybe? That's a lot more work because it's got cows already there. which means that I'd have to buy bales in until I can afford to buy a grass field. And I'd have to buy chicken feed in until I can afford a field for wheat or barley or an arable field in general. It's a lot of money to save up though. I need to check. Okay. I reckon another hour and a half maybe to do this field. Real life, real time I mean. Because this is the last headland and then it's up and down from here. We'll see. Or is it really 5 o'clock in the morning? Jeez. Yeah, so like I said earlier, this episode will come out today, 5:30. Or this episode would have dropped to 5:30 today to make up for the episode that I missed yesterday. Next episode now will be Saturday. No, Thursday even. Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday are the episode the days that this will be having episodes for. I need to have a day where I can sit down and do a couple of episodes so I'm actually ahead. So if I, like yesterday, couldn't do an episode, I'm not obliged to try and squeeze it in and get rushed out, because that's what this feels like I'm rushing an episode out because I've missed an episode. Bearing in mind I've also got to go shopping in 3.5 hours time, because I want to go up there before town gets packed. and that way I can go grab a coffee, sit down, have probably a bacon roll or something before I actually go out and get whatever I need to get. I still don't know what I'm having to actually go uptown for. I haven't been told that yet. May as well grab this bit. I'm doing it again, aren't I? I'm working away from the exit of the field. I'm a slow learner, what can I say? Doesn't bode well for learning Blender. Actually, I fancy a bacon roll right now, which is funny. And we've got everything in the house, so it's not like I couldn't go and have a bacon roll right now. But, yeah. Wake everybody up with the smell of bacon. I'm sure they won't mind. Plus one of my kids will be getting up soon, around about 6:15. And so he might go, yeah, I fancy a bacon roll as well before I go to school. More excuse to make a bacon, to get the bacon out, isn't it? It's a lot easier doing this field when you're cultivating it. Back in 17 we did potatoes on it, harvested potatoes. Yeah, that took a while. Three, was it three? No, I think it was actually 4 potato harvesters going, and we was field dumping them, and then 2 people running back and forth, 2 or 3 people running back and forth selling or delivering the potatoes. I think it was our own potatoes, so I think we were selling them. Fun times. Pretty sure we was actually selling them. So where that strip of wherever this crop is. Looks like oats, doesn't it? Maybe canola. Jump out of the tractor and it'll tell you. Canola. Where that strip of canola is, that's where we had a whole strip of potatoes actually being dumped there. Then we had a strip over there somewhere when this was full. And one of the people jumped out of the harvest, these potato harvesters, to go and help pick up the loads and deliver them, or sell them even. Fun times. But every map out there has a memory for somebody, and because of that they hold that map dearly to them, because it has meaning to them. As I've said multiple times, this map has so many memories, and it's where it all began for me, so it will always be the first map that I want to get out. And then Maypole holds even more memories, and because it was my first actual map that I created from scratch. We are. This is where Minute owned his piece of land in his, when him and Crofty started the challenge. He bought that section of forestry, and I wonder if he'll end up buying that section again, or if he'll go elsewhere. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, I don't know if he's actually started the challenge again or not. I haven't seen him or Crofty streaming, but then I haven't been looking for streams either. I've been busy with real life stuff and The Sims 4. And if I'm playing The Sims 4, then I'm definitely not watching anybody stream, because I'm on voice with the daughter. Discord with the daughter in a voice chat. Sounds better, doesn't it? Because on voice, yeah, whatever. Tiredness is starting to kick in, but bacon is sounding a lot more nicer with each pass that I do on this field. I wonder if we'll get this field done before the rain comes in. Is that rain or is that hail? That's rain, I think. Of course, the winter months are going to be the most intelligent, most interesting. I won't be buying a farmyard until after the winter anyway, so it gives me plenty of time to save up, because I would rather not spend the winter dealing with animals. When I get to the end of this strip, I better do an autosave. Haven't saved in a while. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Realistically, I should turn autosave off, because I'd rather manually save anyway. Let's go and do that actually. No, autosave off, and we'll save ourselves. And we've got more cultivating contracts that we can do. I mean, I don't mind doing more. I won't be doing them in this episode, but this will be the last one for this episode, or the last contract for this episode. Better. Nearly 50% complete. Probably after this row will be like 49%. close to 50%. Depends if we have to go all the way down, which I don't think we do. There won't be a little bit of a strip to go down to, no. So we won't be 49%. Okay. Oh, okay, we are 49%. Weird. There we go, halfway there. Question is, who's interested in the VR farm sim? I'm not, personally. It doesn't interest me at all. But never has. When people are going, oh, can we have VR in farm sim? It's never interested me. I know of people who will be interested in it, but it's not my, no, definitely not for me. Back down to the bottom. At least now we're getting ready to start doing the long passes. Which means I can hit cruise control and sit back. Oh, we missed a little bit of canola there. Oh well. I'm sure the farmer won't mind. We never claimed that we was professionals at this. I have to admit, this field does actually feel a lot nicer now. I look forward to when I can start buying land. something I am missing here. I'm missing my drink. Don't know if I'll be able to reach though with... We went to the garage earlier and I got myself a milkshake, so... But because it was so cold out there, I was like, no, actually I'm not going to drink it right now. I want a coffee to warm myself up. Well, that was at like 1:30 this morning. We went to the garage. It's now 5:30 and I'm only just about to drink it. When's this weather meant to be coming in? 4 o'clock. Oh, okay, we should have the field done by then, surely. A bird or a deer in that field? Oh, deer. I know I just saw something running in and it was like, what the hell was that? Can we see how many passes we've got from here? No. It's the one advantage of Jeep of cosplay, I guess. You could visually see how many lines you've got. But we'll leave all those ones to our right and we'll just keep moving over to the left and then we'll come work our way back over and towards the exit of the field. May as well. And that way we're not driving all the way across the whole of the field to get out. We're actually working our way back out of the field. Three or four more passes, isn't it, to our right? So I'm guessing 3 more, and then we'll start working our way back. We've got, what, nearly 6 hours on this tractor. Bought brand new, so I mean, we haven't got that much time on it really. We will do by the end of it. Because I won't be selling it. This one will definitely be staying. If you're wondering why is the maintenance not going down, I've got a mod for that. Can't remember what the mod is or it's called, but I've got a mod for that. I've always felt that the maintenance on base game maintenance was just way too quick, too expensive, and depleted too quickly. And never liked it. Something we might not get this field done before the rain comes in. Oh well. If you're wondering why do I have cosplay and I'm not using it, it's cosplay would be for hired helpers. especially doing root crop harvesting and things like that. I think cosplay is better for that. At least now we can start working our way towards the exit of the field. Hopefully with giants doing precision farming, that the weight of your vehicle, etc., will have effects on your fields in some way or other. That you wouldn't want to take your truck across a field when it doesn't need to be on the field. So keeping to what is needed rather than what is viable, or what you can use. Making better use of the different wheel types, etc., to offset the weight of the vehicles. That would be a big change to precision farming, and an interesting change. What would be even more interesting is if my cigarette actually stayed alight. I think we'll manage to beat the rain just about. There's what, 1, 2, 3, how many passes are left down that way? Yeah, 3. Each pass being roughly around about, what, 3%? Give or take. Just over 3 point something percent. Main thing is we got a longer episode in, it'll be like around about close to the 2 hour mark. Which isn't bad. I've enjoyed this field actually. I was dreading doing this field because of how big it is, but I've enjoyed being fun. I think the new look here has definitely gave it a bit more characteristic. Yeah. First time I've worked this field in since the changes, or first time I've worked this field in 25 period. Maybe I overestimated, underestimated how much you gain per run. Maybe it is closer to the 4 point something %. And we did put that down. Even though I can just look at the top of the screen, it'll tell me that the implement's down. I guess, easier just to look behind you than look up for some reason. But because it's the final pass, we will actually finish the whole field off, because regardless of where I am, I always, whatever pass I'm doing at the time when the contract's complete, I always finish that pass. So the whole of this field, apart from those two little strands there and a couple around the edge of the field where I turned when doing the headland, it'll be fine. The farmer can gauge kids in to pull them up. back onto the bumpy road. I think we're going to be blocking him from going, aren't we? There we go. Oh, we're not waiting on you. May as well go through the village. And we can top up with fuel on our way through the village then. Is he trying to overtake us? No. Good. Go. Right. Oh, here comes the rain. Literally. Collect them contracts. Yep, and yep. 125,000 in the bank. Excellent. So I mean, yeah, there's still what, 37,000, almost 38,000's worth of contracts sitting there in cultivating to be done. If I did them, it'd probably be in this particular order: that one, and then, or no, it'd probably be that one, then that one, maybe. But either way, that one's. But yeah, probably actually would be in that order. Or that one, and then that one. I don't know. But anyway, that's just babbling at the moment. Oh, it is rain, not hail. Right. Oh yeah, did anything new go into the store? I don't think so. And not really. And we're definitely not going to be planting trees. So yeah, I think we're done for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and sorry that it's late, but better late than never. So catch you in the next one. Take care. See ya.